about education at Longevity. In fact, we do calls every Sunday. 605-562-3140 is the dial-in number, and the participant access code 444-973-pound. Every Sunday we cover some interesting topic. Last Sunday we did psychiatric issues. The Sunday before we did diabetes and hypertension. Before that we did skincare. By the way, speaking of skincare, I'm also doing YouTube videos with my friend Amanda Rideout on various skincare topics. If you're interested in getting on a list, every time we do a YouTube, we'll send you an email notice. If you're interested in getting on the email list, you can send an email to ben@ksco.com, ben@ksco.com, and we'll put you on the list. Okay, let's see. Call-in number today, 855-660-4261. We'll get your calls here in our next segment. Before we went to break, we were speaking about glucosamine, chitin, which is next to cellulose, the most abundant chemical compound on planet Earth. It's found in shellfish. It's also found in insects. Chitin is composed of a special type of, unique type of glucosamine, a special type of glucosamine called NAG, or Na-glucosamine. That Na makes the glucosamine very important for the digestive tract, also for healing as well. NAG is found in aloe and it's found in noni, but it's especially important as a component of chitin and also chitosan. Chitin and chitosan are similar. You can make a nice gel with chitin and by adding an amino acid to it. I'll tell you about that on our next, if not our next Bright Side episode, we'll be talking about that later this week. Glucosamine also works very well with vitamin C. In fact, you always want to take a little vitamin C with your glucosamine. If you're using glucogel caps, make sure you use your glucogel caps with some Beyond Tangy Tangerine to get the advantage of vitamin C. Vitamin C itself is stupendously important for wound healing. It's actually the rate-limiting step. Biochemists call it the rate-limiting step when it comes to producing collagen. That means you can have everything available, but if you don't have vitamin C, you're not making any collagen. You can have your amino acids present, you can have the collagen present, you can have glucosamine present, but if you don't have vitamin C, you're not making collagen, which is the most important tissue when it comes to wound healing. No vitamin C, no wound healing. That makes vitamin C really, really, really important for the wound healing process internally as well as topically. Some of you have sent me notices or sent me emails about my vitamin C omega-6 wound healing cream. If you're interested in getting a sample, send out an email. I'll be sending out a bunch of these. I just ordered some envelopes over the weekend, so I'm waiting to get the envelopes in, but I'll be sending a bunch later this week, hopefully. If you're interested in getting a sample of my omega-6 vitamin C wound healing scar prevention cream, send an email. So free sample. I'm paying for it. I'll pay for the shipping in the envelope. At least for now I will. And just send an email to ben@ksco.com. But make sure you put your address. A lot of you guys sent me letters without an address. And then make sure you put your phone number there as well so I can get back to you by phone if I need to. And when you're putting your address on the email, do it so I can cut and paste it. So it's like in 3 lines, so that way I can just cut and paste it and stick it on a label. It makes it a lot easier for me when I'm sending these samples out. Topical vitamin C's got tremendous properties for healing, but it's got to be in the right form. It's got to be in the fatty form, and in combination with essential fatty acids, which is what this cream is. It's a blend of essential fatty acids and a couple other things as well. And vitamin C, it can be really effective for helping heal wounds and helping prevent scars. That's what you want. That's how you want to prevent a scar. Once a scar happens, it's there. The trick to not getting scars after you cut yourself or have some kind of surgical procedure done or a wound is to prevent the scar. And by applying this cream, topical vitamin C with some omega-6s in it, you can prevent the scar from forming in the first place. Vitamin C deficiency is probably a lot more common than we realize. That's because of the nature of subclinical deficiencies that aren't bad enough to put you in the hospital or bad enough to cause you to die or bad enough to give you scurvy, which is a horrible disease where the body basically just falls apart and you hemorrhage to death. It might not be bad enough, your vitamin C deficiency might not be bad enough to cause scurvy, but it can be subclinical. And if it's subclinical, that may mean that you're not healing as well. And if you're not healing as well, by applying vitamin C in the correct format directly to the skin, you can bypass some of that some of the problems associated with deficiency. Remember, vitamin C is water soluble. It's going to be urinated out. Every time you go to the bathroom, you're losing your vitamin C, and if it's not replaced, it's pretty hard to imagine that you're not going to have some kind of deficiency. I suspect vitamin C deficiency, electrolyte deficiency, which are all electrolytes like potassium and sodium and magnesium and calcium. These are all excreted out in your urine. The B complex, same thing, excreted out in your urine. And it's hard to imagine that most of us, unless we're using our Beyond Tangy Tangerine throughout the day, it's hard to imagine that there isn't going to be some kind of vitamin C, electrolyte, and B complex deficiency. And if we're compromised in any way, or we're sick in any way, or we're eating a lot of sugar, we're going to be burning through a lot of vitamin C, and the scant reserves we may have in our liver, for example, are sure to be depleted, and this is why the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is so darn important, and this is why you want to sip on your BTT all day long. You don't want to take your water-soluble nutrients, the B complex and electrolytes and vitamin C, these water-soluble nutrients that are in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You don't want to do them all at once, because what's going to happen is your body will absorb some of it and the rest is going to be urinated out, and you're going to end up deficient later in the day. That's why you always want to sip on your Beyond Tangy Tangerine throughout the day. And it's also why topical vitamin C in its fatty form can have such a dramatic impact on the healing process. If you're urinating out your vitamin C, your skin's going to be deficient in vitamin C, and applying topical vitamin C in its fatty form right on the wound, or even if you don't have a wound, even if you're just interested in wrinkle prevention or anti-aging or skin lightening or just having beautiful, healthy skin, applying topical vitamin C, including my wound healing product, just to non-wounded skin, just to regular skin, can have some wonderful anti-aging benefits. And then when it comes to wound healing, you got to make sure that you're getting enough protein, high protein foods. We talked to Ellington Darden yesterday. Ellington Darden is a bodybuilder, and also he's a PhD. He's got his PhD in exercise physiology. And he was talking about for muscle building, you don't need to have a lot of protein. And he may or may not be right. I'm not convinced that he's right, but perhaps he is. However, when it comes to wound healing, post-surgery, you definitely want to make sure that you have enough protein, a gram of protein or half a gram to a gram of protein per pound of body weight. Make sure you're using high-protein foods. Make sure you're using whey protein supplements. And make sure you're using protein that contains the amino acid arginine. That's how we started talking about wound healing, because of the importance of arginine. And we're going to continue talking about arginine and how important arginine is for wound healing. Arginine is going to be found in most high-protein foods, legumes, beans. Soy is a good source of arginine. Organ meats are a good source of arginine. And seafood is also a good source of arginine. Seafood is also a good source of taurine. Love taurine, and we don't talk anywhere near enough about taurine. Taurine is an electrically stabilizing nutrient. And taurine has also got some super important wound healing properties. Hi, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll continue our discussion on amino acids and protein and other supplements for wound healing, post-surgical wound healing, or any kind of wound healing. Tomorrow, we'll take your phone calls when we come back from our break.
This GCN program brought to you by Numana Storable Foods. With the launch of our new Defender Pack, we've officially changed food storage forever. Go to PowerPrepper.com right now and invest in the revolutionary Defender Pack today. That's PowerPrepper.com.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hi, this is Larry Smith. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. Like when the jeweler ruined my ring and wouldn't do anything about it. But when my Legal Shield attorney called him and told him what my rights were, I received a check for over $2,100. Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com, or call 855-340-SAVE. Again, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Got a simple question for you. Can you sell? Yes? Okay. Can you sell the intangible? If yes, and you'd like to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, with no overtime, no weekends, if you're passionate about not closing sales, but about opening relationships, if you truly have a desire to serve global clients who need your advertising expertise, and you're local to the Twin Cities and Burnsville, are hardworking, self-driven, with experience in sales, marketing, or advertising, are personable, and a whiz on the phone, GCN wants to talk with you right now. GCN GCN, the Genesis Communications Network, is one of the largest independent talk radio networks in the world, and we're hiring right now. We offer benefits and an excellent commission structure. Experience preferred, but we'll train the right person. Is that you? Submit your resume today to advertise@gcnlive.com. Again, that's advertise@gcnlive.com. Come work with the Genesis Communications Network, an equal opportunity employer.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
If you need to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, thank you, or simply I'm thinking of you, ProFlowers.com is the key. ProFlowers has stunning bouquets, like the best-selling 100 blooms for $19.99. Plus, ProFlowers will include a glass vase for free. Sending someone a wonderful surprise of beautiful flowers sent fresh from the field is easy. Choose the bouquet you like, pick the delivery date, and each order is 100% guaranteed. Plus, all bouquets from ProFlowers are guaranteed to last at least 7 full days. Beautiful, fragrant flowers, picked fresh and sent to your loved one for lasting enjoyment. To get this incredible savings and send someone 100 gorgeous blooms with a free vase for $19.99, go to ProFlowers.com. Click the blue microphone in the top right corner and enter code PLOW. That's ProFlowers.com. Click the mic and enter code PLOW.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
Welcome back to The Bright Side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about amino acids and protein and tell you about Z-Radical also. We'll talk a little bit about Z-Radical, all for wound healing, pre-surgery, post-surgery. You always want to start your wound healing protocol pre-surgery, a couple of weeks before you go into surgery, and then, of course, continuing after surgery. As soon as the surgeon cuts into you, that's when the healing process begins, and you want to make sure you have your vitamin C and you got your arginine, you got your protein, you got your vitamin E and your zinc and all of the necessary raw materials for the wound healing process present in the body when the cut begins, when the surgical procedure takes place. That's the way to make sure that you get appropriate healing. That's the way to make sure that wounds heal appropriately, wounds heal correctly, and scars do not form. As I said, once a scar is there, it's there. It's there permanently unless you have it cut out or something. You want to make sure that scars don't form. If you're interested in scar prevention, you want to make sure that you take care of scar prevention while the wound is healing. And the best way to do that, of course, is to make sure that you have the raw materials present in the blood, in the the system as the body's healing the wound. Anyway, we'll continue talking about that tomorrow. On the bright side, time to hit our phones. 855-660-4261 is our call-in number. Cindy in Virginia, good morning. Thanks for calling back. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Not bad. 2 questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been listening to you, and I'm the person you're helping going